Okay, this is our second video working through this worksheet on limit theorems. And we just completed 5 and 6 where we had rational functions and we ended up with 0 over 0. And we could factor and cancel to solve them. Now 7 and 8, they're radical functions. And here, again, if I plugged in 0, I would get an indeterminate form. I'd get this 0 over 0. Which of course could be anything. You got to do some algebra. And in this case, the algebra we do is something it's the only time in math you do this. You actually multiply the numerator by the conjugate. Usually it's the denominator when you're rationalizing functions. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply top and bottom by x plus 4 plus 2. That's the conjugate of the top. X plus 4 plus 2. We're going to do that top and bottom. And of course, it looks pretty bad, but it'll get better. Okay. After a step, we're going to get the whole deal is to cancel out 0 over 0. So up top, I'm going to multiply this out. First term times first term, the radicals go away. You get x plus 4. If you multiply the last term, 2 and negative 2 give you negative 4. Now, the cross products here will cancel each other out because they are conjugates. You'll get a 2 times the square root of x plus 4 and a negative 2 times the square root of x plus 4. So those cancel out. I don't have to write those. And the denominator, I'm going to leave factored. And you're going to see why in a second. I'm not going to multiply all that out because the whole goal is to cancel out the x's here. And you're going to see almost immediately that's what happened. These, of course, plus 4 and minus 4 cancel right out. And then the x's cancel out. X divided by x is 1. And by doing that, by canceling out that x over x, that's my 0 over 0. I got rid of the 0 over 0. Once you do that, you can evaluate your limit, right? You can let x become 0. So let's do that and see what our limit is. If x becomes 0, the only thing left up top is 1, and I get square root of 0 plus 4 plus 2 in the numerator. So what is that? That's 1 over the square root of 4 is 2. 2 plus 2 would be 4. So I get 1/4. And again, on the graph, I would have had a hole at 0, 1/4 for what it's worth. That's what would have happened. All right, similar. Let's practice one more of these. You could tell it's the same type of problem. Number 8 mirrors number 7. So what are we going to do here? Multiply top and bottom by the conjugate. And as long as you're neat about these and orderly, they're going to work out. You just got to be careful. Incidentally, you do try plugging that 3 in and I guarantee you're going to get 0 over 0. We kind of rigged it that way. So multiply this out top and bottom, and then let's do our multiplying. Don't forget, we haven't evaluated the limit. You got to bring down the limit symbol, right? Give yourself a big fraction bar. 5 times 5 is 25. The square roots cancel each other out. They cancel each other out. And you're going to get x plus 22. Be careful, they're still grouped together when you multiply those. And then a minus times a plus gives you a minus. So, those parentheses are important. I think you can see that. Remember, the denominator, do not multiply them out. We want to cancel out that x minus 3. That's creating a 0 downstairs. That's our problem. Okay, so, let's clean up the numerator. Again, we haven't done the limit yet, so it's pain, but we got to keep bringing that down. If you look up top, I got 25 minus 22. That's 3 minus x, and I still have the denominator. I'm going to write it out. Oops, there we go. And right now, it looks like I I got 3 minus x and x minus 3. Well, they're backwards around a minus sign. Those are negatives of one another, so they do cancel out. They cancel out to -1. So look for that math trick. Whenever you have two numbers surrounded by a minus sign, they're negatives of each other. They do cancel out. That got rid of the 0 over 0. Now I can evaluate my limit by plugging in 3. And if I do that up top, I still have that -1. I got 5 plus root. If you put in 3, you're going to get 25. And this shakes out to -1 over 10. So there's my limit. We'll do a few more of these, actually the second page of this handout in another video. Hopefully that was helpful. Take care.